is a reason why we keep on creating and feeling the need to create even in this extremely digitalized era, where everything goes through a screen, even this video to be fair. And we are always racing, always going after something, always doing this, doing that, always in a rush. And in a world like this, there are still a few things that allow us to slow down, even in the most chaotic days. And one of these things is drawing and art in general. And if you're new here, hello, I'm Hallie. I'm an illustrator focused on character design, and I like to talk about art, drawing and tech. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about why I still love drawing after years of doing it, and most importantly after it became my job. Because you know, when that happens it's amazing, but of course you run into the inconvenience of occasional art blocks and the risk of burnout, which to be realistic it still happens sometimes, but creating is still one of my favorite things, especially when it comes to seeing my art in prints or tangible items. Speaking of which, let's hear a word about today's lovely sponsor, which is Printful. In the previous videos, I showed you how I worked on different designs and told you that I ordered the samples. Well, one of those arrived today, so it's time to unbox it. This is my first time trying out the overall print, which means that the print covers the entire item, so I created the design accordingly. And I love how this turned out, so pretty, and look how perfectly accurate the colors are. That is the thing that concerns me the most every time I send something out for printing, but clearly at Printful they know their craft very well. As you know by now, Printful is a print-on-demand service perfect for artists and designers that want to experiment by printing their art on different items. They provide a huge catalog of products in different categories like clothing, apparel, accessories, home design, so the choice is yours. They have a very intuitive editor where you can adjust your design on the product, just upload your artwork file and customize it as you please. And the crucial part is that you can also connect Printful to your shop to sell these items with your designs on. Once you connect it, you can create the listings as normal, choose the name, the price, and you're done. They will take care of printing and shipping, and they also provide beautiful mock-up pictures, but I suggest you to order samples for yourself just like I did and take photos in your aesthetic, and you can see if there's something you wish to correct or adjust before selling them, which is very important. Plus, the entire concept of a print-on-demand service is great because the product will be printed only when an order arrives, preventing useless waste. If you wish to try it, the link is in the description below, and thank you so much to Printful for always supporting me, my art and my channel. I am one of those people who have too many hobbies, some long-term ones and some short-term hyperfixations I get from time to time. Right now it's Lego, which I hope will be short-term because these sets are expensive. But well, art and creative things in general are still going strong for me. Drawing in particular has been a part of my life since I was a little kid, and it eventually became my job, of course. The thing is that it doesn't really make a difference. If anything, it makes it more challenging to keep the spark alive. But I must say that besides the occasional art block days, I don't really have to push myself to draw and keep on creating. It is something that still comes second nature for me. And in between all my hobbies, I genuinely wondered why this still keeps going strong for me. Let's pretend for a second that drawing wasn't my job. Would I still be here doing it? And short answer, yes, I think I would. Maybe because I was drawing daily even before it became a source of income for me. So it is pretty much embedded in my brain. It is a form of liberation, an outlet. You put your feelings into art, or you represent your experience and your favorite things in a renewed form because they went through the filter of your mind, which takes the experience or the idea, transforming it into something different according to your eyes. I hope that makes sense. One thing that I really love is science, specifically astrophysics and cosmology. I am very passionate about it, and although I am terrible at math, I still read many books and I keep myself up to date with new discoveries and new planets and star systems. And you know, when it comes to the universe, we get into speculative science sometimes, right? We start imagining other planets and what would the native people of that planet look like. This is a huge inspiration for my art. Let's be real, when it comes to sci-fi, where is the limit to your imagination? So it is clear that a way to nurture your creativity is nurturing your other passions at the same time and see how they feed each other. If you're an artist watching this video right now, not necessarily an illustrator, maybe you make sculptures or any creative craft, and you are facing a little bit of a block, take some time off and dedicate yourself to your other passions, and you'll see how that will transmit inspiration to each one of your hobbies. This concept is kinda hard to grasp because for us artists, taking time off from what we do every day feels scary. You feel like you won't be able to draw again or lose the focus, but I promise it is not the case. To keep on loving what you do, drawing in my case, it is essential to have other hobbies that allow your brain to experience variety. Not because you'll get bored, oh well, that depends on the type of person you are, of course, but to keep the inspiration alive. Now, one thing I urge you to nurture and pursue, if you don't already, is reading. I know, do not click out of the video, please hear me out. Reading is a hobby that unfortunately is not that practiced anymore. If your parents introduced you to books as a child, you are very lucky. Chances are that you're still reading today from time to time. And why is reading important? What does it have to do with drawing? Well, it is fuel to your creativity. It is much different than a movie or a TV show because reading requires your imagination to work and figure in your mind the scenes you are reading, especially when it comes to a fantasy book. I do not read much fantasy or romance, I am more into sci-fi, and allow me to give you a book suggestions if you want to experience that. As a non-reader, a very fun sci-fi book that really gets your mind going is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. It is actually a series and my favorite is the second one, to be fair, Restaurant at the End of the Universe. So much fun. And if you're not into sci-fi, one of my favorite books is My Family and Other Animals by Gerard Darrell. It's a sweet, fun story set in the Mediterranean island of Corfu, and I find it magical. Some people think that being a reader requires you to rush through as many books as you can, but it is actually quite the opposite. Reading isn't a race. Reading is getting lost into a story, absorb images, and then translating them onto a canvas. And that is where the magic happens. That's one of the reasons why I still love drawing. Not every book becomes a movie, and that means there's no visual output until I create it, whether it is for myself or to share with others. Nothing sparks inspiration as a good song, right? And similar to books, the idea is the same, only you are using your ears this time. Drawing songs is a concept I love, and I wanted to make a dedicated video about it. I just need to figure out a way of doing it without getting copyright strikes. Now, as a musician myself, I had the chance to do the opposite thing too, meaning getting inspired by my drawings to create a song. But to be fair, it works much better in the opposite way. There are songs that are truly magical and can ignite the best ideas in your mind. I especially love to listen to music while drawing. It makes the time fly and sometimes the hand goes on its own. I especially love albums that tell a story where songs are kinda connected. It isn't something very much done today. In the past, when people listened to vinyls where there was no skip, or well, they had to move the needle around and it wasn't super convenient. So artists had the chance to create albums thought to be listened from start to finish. One of these, a classic and one of my favorites, is The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Give it a chance. Particularly, I love the song aaand. It is truly magical and it brings you to a different world. This album has really inspired many of my drawings. Let me suggest you another couple albums I love to put in background while you draw. Maybe you can discover artists you didn't know yet. In conclusion, it is clear to me that art fuels art. It's inevitable, I think, and we don't even realize it. It's one of the things that keeps me going and creating, besides of course the act of drawing itself. Some artists burn out because they hyper-focus on a single thing, and sometimes I am guilty of it too, but trying to expand your mind is essential to fight the brain rot, and I urge you to pursue it and do not lose that creative spark, because we need it immensely today. And I wanna hear from you in the comments. What keeps you drawing today? What are your other anti-brain rot creative hobbies?
Thank
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and my little reflections. I've read some of your comments where you guys told me that you really enjoy watching me draw and talk about topics, which is actually one of my favorite things to do on this channel. So I really hope that we can spark a little bit of conversation down in the comments below, because I feel like in the internet in general and in social media there is a need to have civilized confrontations about different topics, especially when it comes about art, because this video was kind of an extension of my last one where I talked about AI, and if you missed it, go watch it. But there was a couple of things that I still wanted to cover, and I hope you had a relaxing time also watching the video. I'll see you all next week on another video, and I hope you are well and take care. Bye!